or we are live in this live stream and talking about wait just 1 second, talking about remote viewing. I just had an interesting experience, nothing special, nothing that important, other than just share a little bit of experience, other than just to share a little bit of something interesting. Although today has been quite a busy day for me, still I'm able to speak, still I'm able to talk, so just write me if sounds okay and I will continue. Okay, so already 5 people. Man, you're crazy people. So just to keep it simple, about remote viewing, I think I have done some videos earlier in my lifetime. Iraq. I have done some videos earlier in my lifetime, but I want to share just this one fresh experience. Yeah, sounds okay, thank you. We were doing today this third eye seminar, this third eye meditational seminar. I was just sharing the methods that I used earlier when I was learning remote viewing, and actually I have never known anything about remote viewing earlier, but this to me happened when all of a sudden I had a group maybe some 10 years ago where were people just talking about their meditative experiences, and I met one of a girl, and we were starting to Skype chat and so on, like an online friend, you would say, and we started to, what do you see in my room, just playing around. And some few days later she wrote me that she saw yesterday while she was meditating, she was curious to see what I am doing, just doing these experiments, and she said that she saw people in my room, in my flat where I used to live, and there were such and such people there, and she described them exactly precise. And the most funniest thing is that nobody since years or so have ever been in such a complex situation in my room visiting me. So she without any doubts just confirmed everything that was absolutely true. And then was like, man, how did you do it? And she said she doesn't know, she just wanted to see, and all of a sudden images started to come. And I said, okay, so what did you do? She said, well, you just need to stop thinking and so on. I was like, oh, crazy, this is a crazy idea. I started to practice myself until I succeeded. It took me maybe a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks of intense practices until I succeeded. And the first day images started to come in dream states, exact images about what she was doing, for example. And she had a job interview, and I saw everything, even the room and where she had this job interview and anything. But these were just a couple of experiences, and later I decided, now this is something interesting, I want to play around with this. And the thing is, what I started to do is, I just want to share also in this story about talking about these experiences, I want to share in this story also the methods maybe that you can practice on. And the thing is, what I next was doing, I had another friend, he's on the same name as my name, Matis, and he was living in a house, and I had this idea. I have never been inside of his house, but from time to time I visit him, and just a couple of days later I visited him in the yard, and I scanned one of the places in which I could remember really I could rememberize, you'd say, energetically rememberize as I saw them. So I memorized one corner of the house, and then when I was back home and I was trying to not to think for a long period of time, like hour or so, maybe half an hour, depending on to whom how much time is a lot of, or maybe to some no thought state for 5 minutes is much. And I tried to memorize where I was in his house corner, what I saw it from the outside. So, and then I just went in the meditation and while I was sleeping, and then I tried to go back there as if I am there present at this real time. And of course, the first insights which I got was it's darker there because I was there a day. It's now darker, but the first insights was a little bit annoying because I thought, hey, but there's lots of cars in the yard, and I didn't know that because the last time I saw there was no cars there, and of course you need to calm down your mind. The mind pumps in and shuts you out and pulls you back inside your body, you would say, and then somehow I managed to be there and then look around. Really, there are so many cars, and I try to point out a different place from which I could gaze, because if you're inside the car you don't see anything, or you hardly barely see anything. And I tried to be from the sky, from above, left, right, and I found a place where I can see images that can be like foggy, blurred out, but you can pick out images that you can see. And then I saw his house, and I saw really there are like 3 to 5 cars. Maybe to some you can picture out a color. What color is the car? And then I wanted to go through in the room to see what's going on, and then I was pushed out because there were so many people there. It was like energy field was pushing me out. But then I tried it the next time, and I managed to get inside the house and to like gaze around the room to picture out some points that I could ask him later on. For example, whether you have a yellow walls or something. And I started asking him these questions later. Oh no, I wasn't asking him. At this case, at this scenario, I just asked him, hey, maybe we can go inside and like have a tea or something. And we went inside, and I was like looking around. Okay, now this I saw. Okay, this just was a dark side. I didn't pick out this image. And one time there was in a different scenario, there was a dark corner in the room, a really dark corner in the room, and I'm picturing myself something black. And the vision was blurred out. I didn't quite catch what was there, but I saw just in the corner there's something black, and I thought maybe it's a huge television, because normally there was a sofa and there is this television. And then when I came with different case, this was a different case, and I looked, there wasn't a black television, but there was about the same size a piano, like a small electric piano. There was, and I was like, damn. I just needed to wait a little bit more for the image to show up precisely as it was. Then I hurried my mind and tried to put a concept. What is there, you know? And that's the thing when you try to do remote viewing. You need to stop allowing your mind to pop in, or the mind to take away your focus. Hello, yes, I live in the USA. Hello, I live in Latvia. If I think, or it's just a concept where I live. I don't know where I am, where I'm just viewing this life. But anyway, and now today I was doing this, we would say, remote viewing lesson to a couple of people, and actually I thought there was only 9 people that will come, but it turned out nearly 20 people arrived, and I was like a little bit shocked. I was like planning this for like 7 to 8 people, and then all of a sudden full room of people, and I was like a bit shocked and put out me a little bit like worries, because no, whatever. And then we were doing this intense meditation, and I would just quickly share my experience. And imagine yourself at the roof, you see metal shining roof, okay? That can be true, because I think this roof could be made out of this metal roof. And then this is the interesting things about remote viewing, which you need to definitely practice this, because it's an exciting experience. And then when I was walking to the seminar, I walked down a bar, a restaurant bar or something, or a gaming pub. And I don't know how it's pronounced better in English for you to pick out, but I never have been in there because the windows are black. You don't see anything inside, and I was like to myself, what's inside? I want to see what's inside. And I was there meditating while I was doing the things and telling others what to do. I decided that let's go to this pub. Let's just picture ourselves on the street where we walked. Concentrate until we see, until we feel, until we smell, until we taste that place in which we are. Have a full connection energetically with that place as you can. And you're pop in there, and then when the mind starts sinking, you're back inside the body, and you're like jumping. But maybe through the meditational practices that maybe somebody has, maybe a little bit more, it's maybe easier to stay in focus on that place, or maybe to some it's difficult, it's hard to tell. But for me, in my case, I managed to be there. I managed to be there. I was at the entry, and then I just energetically float inside the pub. And although I've never been there, and it's like images popping up, and you're like looking around, it's like you see darkness, but you just focus. Stop thinking about it. You see darkness. Just picture yourself, see yourself in there, feel yourself in there, and then all of a sudden images start to come. You need to allow them to come, and then all of a sudden just details. I sense the environment in which I am in, and just perfect details. Like there is a pool, like I don't know how it's called, the pool where you billiards in Latvian, where you take the stick and you hit these 8 balls like a snooker, like this table in the middle right there, and it has these downfalling lights from above on this pool. And then by the windows and by the walls there are these tables, sofa kind tables. And the most interesting thing, at the right side there is a rounded bar, like but everything what I felt is a little bit up, so you need, I thought when you enter in, you need to step up like a few steps to be on the same surface level as these two. And the interesting image which I didn't pay attention to was that somewhere there, when you enter at that, there is like a gateway or like an entry to another place. I thought maybe it's a kitchen, or maybe it's something. I picture myself what it could be, and this is I thought what it could be, and I didn't pay attention to, because from the curiosity I needed to go there and to look what's there. And then after several other people were asked to do the same stuff, and they pictured out details, really nice details, and then we decided, like like psyche readers or something, to go there and to see that place where we have never been. Nobody of us have been there, in the cafeteria or the pub or whatever it is. It was like a pub kind of restaurant or something. And when I entered, I was in a shock. It's exactly from details, these blurred out details. I received exactly how it was, and I was shocked. I was like, okay, I got a little bit fears, because I have not done this, for example, like maybe 10 years or so, and I was a little bit in shock. And but it pointed me out an interesting experience, because I somehow have forgotten this, that we humans can do it. We humans can easily achieve this, and there's lots of more that can arise from such practices during like out-of-body states, during maybe these remote viewings, more detailed to like a remote areas. For example, what's in your kitchen, what's in your house, what's in your refrigerator, check it out. What are your kids doing, what's in your countryside. Have these all sorts of insights that you can gaze upon, that can assist you and help you maybe making your decisions or checking out what's going on. But I remember like this 10 years ago also, when I was practicing this really intensely, there was this another ability or another thing that arose was, and I'm not talking about that, maybe it's possible all the times, but anyway, I think sometimes it's important to share experiences, because to some it can put out an unfoldment or a revealing of, hey, okay, that's something that resonates with me, that's something I want to try also, for example. And so other times they were like, I'm thinking about the person, and then I'm instantly seeing this person, but I don't know what is he doing or she, I don't know where he or she is, but I'm picturing out images from the environment in which she or he is, and they're like, okay, that's interesting. And sometimes when somebody calls you on the mobile, you somehow picture and see well, where is this person or what is this person doing? And so from these practices, I came across that this happens much intensely from these remote viewing practices, and I think there is a lot more to it that can be discovered and unveiled for like personal experience, for like personal unfoldments, for like personal understanding all that is a little bit more, and all that humans can do a little bit more. Because how I see it, how this happens is that there's no parking space. We as humans, we consist of body and energy, and this part of the meditative state, when we receive more and more energy, is not attached to any time and space, and it can easily float to any direction. Like a part of you can go anywhere in time and space to have like a vision on the inside of it. And the part of you is to allow this information, allow this insight to slowly interpret, to bring you back the insight. For example, you send one of your energy part somewhere else, and here you sense a lot of things. You hear in this body, you sense a lot of things, and you try to interpret them, and you try to picture them out, and you try to sense them. And the more you do, the more you're getting better into this. The more you can redraw, the more you can maybe not redraw, but send more information through, that becomes more and more like for you, let's say, detailed or explained or of value. And because of it, of these practices, you then can do lots of greater these remote viewings, lots of greater these astral travels, maybe they are called, or astral projections, maybe they are called. You can do them a lot more detailed. So maybe I will create a meditation, especially in English, to share this method, and maybe that can put you up. Okay, maybe I will do that. So there I will share lots of more information. So anyway, thank you for listening. It was a short video, and see you some other time, guys. Bye.